Welcome to this podcast is Uncalled for. On today's edition, Smash Up playthrough with BriAnne Friesen. And now, your host for this podcast, Mike Chernevsky.
Welcome to the podcast. So today we're going to take a break from interviewing people, and we're going to share with you the audio of a playthrough of one of my favorite board games, if not my favorite board game. As I mentioned in our last episode with Matt Sewell, I got into the board gaming hobby in 2015, in parts from watching Will Wheaton's Tabletop on YouTube. The first organized game night I went to was International Tabletop Day of that year, and this was one of the first games that I was introduced to. We're talking about Smash Up by AEG, Alderac Entertainment Group, designed by Paul Peterson. It is a card game where you take two different factions each being represented by a 20 card deck. You shuffle them together, and that is your deck for that particular game. And everyone will do this. It plays 2 to 4 players. What you'll hear on this podcast today is a 2-player game. So everyone has their 2 factions, and then we put together a deck of base cards. And you put out number of bases, number of players plus 1. So for a 2-player game, you'll put out 3 bases. And I'll explain how everything works just before we get into the actual gameplay. Because this is an audio podcast, I'm going to have to explain the rules too, because there's no visual way of seeing it. But if you want to see the game visually played, I certainly recommend the tabletop episode. So you have the base game, comes with 8 factions, enough to play a 4-player game with. They are aliens, dinosaurs, ninja, pirates, robots, tricksters, wizards, and zombies. None of those factions will be in the game you're about to hear. I should, at this point, point out that I am a playtester for this game. But what you will be hearing is not a playtest. It is a playthrough. All these factions are available for purchase as I speak. And there are lots of expansions for this game. So, how the game works. As I said, everyone has 2 factions that have been shuffled together. Each faction consists of a different number of actions and minions. And the best way to tell them apart, with the exception of one faction, minions will have a number on them. That number is their minion power. That's how much strength they'll put on the table. Actions can come in a few varieties. They can be standard actions, which means you play it and it goes in your discard right away. They can be actions that are played on minions, so they stay on the minion as long as that minion is in play. And you have actions that are actually played on the bases. And on your turn, you play 1 action and 1 minion. Sometimes your faction allows you to do a little more than that, but that is the general rule. 1 action, 1 minion. You always draw 2 cards at the end of your turn to signify the end of your turn. And let's talk about the bases. So the minions and everything, they're played on these bases. Every base has a break point, which is the number that of total minion power. That's all the players playing. If there's enough power to break the base, meaning there's enough power to match that break point or exceed it, the base breaks and scores. And there are 3 bigger numbers on there. The first number is the number of victory points you get for first place, most power at the base. Then the second most power will get the second number, and the third place player gets the third number. If it's a 4-player game and you finish 4th, you don't get 8 points. And this is how we keep score. Oh, by the way, these bases get replaced keep doing this until you get to 15 victory points. If when you get to 15 or exceed 15 and there's a tie for first, you keep playing until that tie is broken. And there are some additional mechanics that got slowly introduced to the game that we got to address for this episode. So one is called Titans. It is effectively a 21st card, which also serves as the divider if you're using their bigger, geekier box. And they come out in certain situations. They are neither minions nor actions. They're their own thing, and they can be quite powerful. Because one of the factions in this game comes from the obligatory Cthulhu set, and yes, that is what is called the obligatory Cthulhu set. We gotta go Lovecraftian and add a whole deck of madness cards. So it's a 30 card deck. They all have the same thing on it. How this works is at the end of the game, for every 2 madness cards that are in your possession, and that can be your deck, your discard pile, and your hand, you're going to lose points. For every 2 cards, you lose 8 points. We are also playing with the Munchkin expansion. Now, this was an expansion done in cooperation with Steve Jackson Games, which makes another game called Munchkin. This expansion adds 2 mechanics that kind of go together: monsters and treasures. Monsters are a special type of minion that goes on the bases, and if you knock them out, they yield treasures. Now, treasures are temporary things that go in your hand, and they are one-time use items. Once you use them, they go into a special discard pile of their own. And the last mechanic I need to mention is +1 power counters. The expansions all come with victory point tokens, 1s and 5s. Well, secondary use of these tokens is as power counters, so they count as minion power on the cards. You just put them on the cards, and voila, you got more power. So for the game you are about to listen to, it is BriAnne Friesen and myself. BriAnne is one of my fellow playtesters. And I stress, again, we are not playing a playtest game. All these factions are available. BriAnne was playing with Clerics, which comes from the Munchkin sets, and Ghosts, which come from the first expansion, which is called Awesome Level 9000. And Ghosts do have a Titan associated with them. He is the Cream Puff Man, similar to, yet legally distinct from, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I am playing this game with Samurai and the Minions of Cthulhu, which also has a Titan, and yes, it is Cthulhu himself. Hey Cthulhu, what's up? Now, in order to understand how these factions play, and they do play very differently, but let me tell you about how these particular factions work. So we'll start with Ghosts. Reading from the Smash Up fandom page, and I'll put that link in the show notes. Ghosts gain benefits from discarding a lot of cards, and gain benefit from having very few cards in hand, especially power boosts. So the Ghosts are all about not having a whole lot of cards in your hand. In fact, the fewer cards, the better. The Minions of Cthulhu would be next chronologically. They're about playing powerful actions and recovering cards from the discard pile at the cost of drawing madness cards or destroying your own minions. So the Minions of Cthulhu, they want the madness. The Clerics would be next. They're all about retrieving your discarded cards, usually random cards, so they randomly pick these cards out, and moving your minions away after bases score. And lastly, the Samurai. This is a faction I did play tests from Oops You Did It Again, which is one of 2 sets that the fans picked the factions. So Samurai are very much about honor, and they give various benefits whenever your minions go to the discard pile from play. So that's pretty cool. You get bonuses every time your character gets murder death. So without further ado, let's get on with it.
Apologies for the heavy background noise. This was recorded during a regular game night. Attempts to reduce the background noise proved futile, so here is the audio in all of its unedited glory.
And welcome to our little demonstration on the podcast of Smash Up. So we got BriAnne and myself. BriAnne, you are doing Clerics and Ghosts. I'm doing Samurai and the Minions of Cthulhu. And let's go ahead and get started. So. Sorry?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. We're going to play Spirit.
Choose a minion, you may discard the equal number of cards to destroy it.
I am going to discard 3 cards. Discard those 3.
3 cards?
Yep.
Alright, so what gets destroyed then? It has to be the poltergeist.
Yeah.
And that gives you a treasure?
Yeah. That'll be my only play.
Okay. Cool.
Alright.
Here we go. So I'll do Ronin, my only minion here, so he gets +1.
Okay.
So you counter. And set my action play. I will draw my 2 madness. Cthulhu's in play. Hey Cthulhu, what's up? I'll use his talent real quick to give you a madness card. And I will draw my 2 then.
Okay. Collection play. Place 2 random cards from my discard pile into my hand.
Nice.
So we'll do this one and this. Alright. And that'll be my turn.
Alright, use Cthulhu's talent to give you more madness. And then, put in a Bushi, and he's on Join Cthulhu over at the Star Portal. I can still play an action. I'll do Whispers in Darkness, so I draw madness. It's +1. I can play 2 extra actions. Action number 1, I'm going to return madness to the madness deck. Action number 2, Cthulhu Fatong. Reveal until I get 2 actions. There's 1 action. There's 2 actions.
Okay.
Rest go in the bottom of my deck. And I draw 2.
Play Turner here.
Nice.
I don't think there's an undead monster or a minion in my discard to
Undeads are in the monster deck.
Oh. You're gonna destroy them.
Or we could shuffle a random minion from your discard pile into your... Okay?
I guess I will destroy an undead minion or monster.
Oh, which we can't do. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. So.
You're good. I was confused, so I'm just gonna play it for my minion, and then my action is to put madness back.
All right.
There you go. And that's my turn.
I am going to honor the ancestors. That's one Bushi. For each other player in the game, you may shuffle a minion from your discard back into it. I don't have any minions in my discard that early in the game, but I will. Samurai-chan. The garrison.
Okay.
That ends my turn.
I'm gonna play a spirit here. Discard 5 to get rid of
Which gives me a victory point.
Oh, right. Never mind. That's okay.
We already did it, so gotta commit.
Yeah.
Or as we say in chess, touch, move, touch, take. And remember, treasures get discarded in the treasure discard. So yes, I saw a treasure there. Yeah. Your dungeon rule book.
Alright.
Discarded.
And then my action is to put back madness.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Whispers in Darkness. Draw madness cards. Play 2 extra actions this turn. Talent, I'm going to give you madness. Action number 1. Corruption. Draw madness card. Madness is strong with this one. Destroy minion. It will be your Turner, because I don't think I can kill ghosts. And then extra action, the second. Place that madness back in here. But I still have a minion to play. No, there's similar chunk. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. By knocking off that paltry guy, he is now 7.
Oh.
So it's 19.
Okay.
Great point.
Alright. Here.
Yeah, you might just have to do that.
Return madness.
Okay. Further the costs. At the end of every turn, if another player's minion here was destroyed, gain victory point. Action minion this turn. I will place my Bushi over here. And I hope to God there's something in here that gives me some extra power for that minion.
Turner over here.
Yep.
I'm going to shuffle a random minion from my discard into.
Yeah, you can now, yeah.
Yeah. There's one. There's one. 50-50 chat here. Oh. Alright. Okay. I am going to put Curse of Imprisonment on Bushi.
Oh no. Cthulhu's chosen.
Okay.
And it begins again. Shuffle any number of actions from discard back into my deck. And draw 2.
Did you still have an action in play?
No.
Oh, okay. Oops. Alright, Turner.
Okay.
Break base, I believe.
6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It does.
And then my action will be Curse of Uselessness.
This minion has no power to the base it is on.
Alright. So this one will break.
Yeah. So, alright, hang on. No, I can't. I can't. So that would not put me in a position to tie. So you win the base. You get 3. I get 1. But it puts me at 2 points because Cthulhu comes back to my side.
Yep.
And we put a new base out, which is the saloon.
Nice.
Alright. Alright, so it's action play. Big boy comes back out again.
Okay.
You get madness. And I will play the Search of Cthulhu over here. And draw my 2.
Line these up based on this
Nice.
Card from my discard into my deck.
Alright.
basically.
I will put madness.
Alright. So my turn. Use Cthulhu's talent to give me madness. I'll play another Sotar Cthulhu over here, and I'm going to complete the ritual.
Okay.
You have 1 turn to try to break that base.
1 turn. Okay. Well, let's see if I can. So if it's my turn, Well, Well,
I'll get $3.
because it's a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 17. Right?
Is breakpoint 19.
19, sorry.
No, 19.
All right. Okay, well, so we're at 5, 6, 7.
Now we're going to name most of the cards down here. So I come up to the... As the game progresses, spend like 4 hours here. There, I found 2 to 4 hours, 5 hours.
Well, we'll do this. We'll do Door to the Beyond. Ghost. This card to card. Action. Oh wait, I already played action.
Yep.
Never mind. I'm not gonna be able to quite do it.
7. Doesn't matter because it's gone droid too. These all go to the bottom of your deck. These all go to the bottom of my deck. He goes to the bottom of the monster deck. And in its place, we have the inverse on.
Nice.
Yes, always available. This will be about winning.
So awesome.
Victory points.
Such an evil card. I like it. Actually, I'll do the yokai attack. I'll destroy him.
Now you haven't had
Yours.
red is what triggers on other games.
I'm going to throw another Saboteur of Cthulhu over here, and that ends my turn. If I go play another action, I'm not going to, so yep. Sure, go.
This one, and I'll flip this up. So now every time you play else the way the game actually starts. Yeah, so you can start stacking. Kim draws another 4 cards. So the way the game starts is the reason why you start with $5. Everyone's going to take the top card off. I'm stacking our odds. Whoever has the highest number. So you're going to spend $2 on that 5. You're not actually going to do that. And then I'm going to spend $3.
Deep fryer.
And then I get an extra $4. So you're going to take this, you're going to
Tournament.
All right.
yeah. Okay, so just this. Now,
Saboteur of Cthulhu. And then with the warrior, give him +3. Sure. Yeah. And yeah, that breaks it. So we'll draw my 2. It's going to go discard card pile, so I'm going to draw 3. I get 3 points, so that puts me at 5. And 2 points, that puts you at 5. Cthulhu goes back to my side.
Deep fryer gets $3. Not deep fryer. Yeah.
Relay is the new base.
Right.
Kungui Managwatha Cthulhu Relay.
every time you roll,
Manamagao time.
you roll double.
I am one with Cthulhu. So it is your turn.
Okay.
There's cards that manipulate.
I worship Cthulhu just for the free beer. As a result, my son can't die.
Alright.
If you don't get the reference, I refer you to South Park.
Oh, okay. No, I don't get it.
That's why Kenny can't die.
Oh. Yep, Okay. Alright. Holy.
Or rather, he does die but comes back to life and everyone forgets about it. So,
Okay. Holy roller. We're gonna make not that it's gonna do anything for me, but I'm gonna join the club. Because based on minions on that list, get +1 until the end of the turn. Yay!
okay.
Not needed anything, but
That's your turn. Alright, here we go. The seal's broken. Draw madness. Victory point. And then I'm placing Ronin over there, and he's gonna get this one since he's my only minion there. And I'm going to draw 2 cards and end my turn.
Been and gone.
After another base score, you may move one of your units here. Okay.
And go ahead and destroy one of my minions to give myself a victory point.
Yeah, it's supposed to be at the start of your turn.
Oh, I thought it said after.
At the start of the
The
player's
start
turn.
of the turn.
Yeah.
Sorry. I cannot read or do math. I don't know what I'm talking about. I will play the right way. You go. Your turn.
So I will go and destroy my Ronin for that victory
Very
point.
good. Very good.
Except my action, I will draw 2, and the big guy comes from here this time.
Okay.
Give me madness, some talent, and then I will. Little boy. Altar to Cthulhu. Yeah, the inverse on there, worshiping Cthulhu. So, I'll draw 2, and I might be over my hand limit. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'm over 1. So,
Alright. I will play the right way and destroy Holy Roller.
Alright, there's your victory point.
Then I am going to okay.
Explaining the game is this.
Okay, Spirit.
Nice.
Minion. Discard cards equal to its power to destroy it. I will go ahead and pick Deep Fryer. Discard 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Destroy it. Return Madness.
Oh!
I can finally put my sucker in. Yay!
Green Puff Man is in play. Similar to Elite Distinct from the Stay Puff Marshmallow Man.
And I will draw my 2.
Alright. Use his talents, have some more madness.
Okay.
Minion, I'll play the Silver Cthulhu. And then I'm going to honor the ancestors and give him the +1 power capture. And I'm going to shuffle a minion back into my deck. I think you know which one it is.
Okay, yeah.
And I will draw 2.
Now you're looking for
Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter even if you don't spend $2.
Ghostly Rebel, so put my menace back.
Okay.
Draw 2.
Alright. Have more madness.
Okay, go.
Bushi over relay. That's my minion. My action is this person darkness. So because I'm drawing the madness card, play 2 extra actions this turn. Action 1, return madness back to madness deck. Action 2. Honor the Fallen. After one of your mains goes to the discard, here goes to the discard pile. Draw a card. I draw 2 and my turn's done.
Ready? My action will be to put madness back.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Alright. Start turn, even though I want him to have 5 power. Don't think it's going to happen right now, but I will go and kill my Bushi and take a victory point. Or relay.
Yeah, he's at 5 right now.
Yeah. But Ronin as my minion. He gets +1.
You just get you only get $3.
I will do Whispers of Darkness again. So let's draw a menace card. Cthulhu gets +1. Yeah, I can play 2 extra actions. First talents. Action 1. Final haiku on the Ronin. Action 2. Recruit by force. These will be. Alright. I will draw my 2 and then my turn. Oh, now I get stuff that can give me +1. Oh. Okay.
Okay, Cardinal. Have at least 5 cards, place 2 chosen at random into my hand. So we're gonna shuffle my discard pile here. Alright. Alright. And we'll choose randomly. Here we go. So this guy and this. discard any, the dead right.
Uh-oh.
Discard any number of cards, play an extra minion from your discard pile with power less than the number of cards you discarded. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we'll do that. Discard 4.
That's not a bad That's all right.
We'll take. We're gonna take a hit. We'll discard weakness.
Oh, you only have one discard. You only have one madness then. So.
Yeah.
So at the moment you're fine.
Yeah. We're gonna do that. Yeah.
Alright, so
and then we'll do some math here.
5, 10. How many cards in hand?
One before I draw my 2 at the end of the turn.
So it's 2.
Okay.
12. 16. Alright.
Alright.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay. So start a turn. Making Murder happen. Another creature points. Plays another Ronin. Oh, I need to draw a card. Plays another Ronin. He gets +1 because he's my Ronin there. But each of my minis is +2 till the end of the turn. So he's 4, 5, 6 actually.
Okay.
Then for my action, go to Bushido. Bam, bam.
Okay.
So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 17, 19. So it's breaks.
Okay.
I draw 2, and you get 4 points. I get 2.
Nice.
Just take another 10. Another 5, rather. Alright. So relay is gone. Green buff guy goes back to wherever it was that he came from before we got.
Goodbye.
Are you the gatekeeper? We have the Secret Grove out now,
Okay.
and it's your turn.
Okay. We'll play.
Where are we points wise? I'm at 11, you're at 10. Oh,
We'll
4 more and I win.
Play Haunting.
Uh-huh.
And if you have 2 or fewer cards in your hand,
He's +3.
3 and not affected. And then I'm going to play Ghost. Oh, no, not. I will play Shady Deal. And if I have 2 or.
Oh, we're tied.
So gain a victory point. Alright.
We're tied.
Yep. Alright, and then, draw 2.
Yep. Alright, here we go. I'll start with a Samurai-chan. Then I'm going. Oh, last we play an extra action this turn. Action the first. Corruption. I will draw Madness. Murder, death of minion. If you. Well, that's real quick. Then action number 2. Little Fatong. Action.
Alright.
And draw 2.
Okay.
Dream Madness, so he gets a five, six, 7, 8, 9.
Holy roller.
Uh-huh.
Shuffle a card from my discard into my deck.
Alright. Running. This one. And I'm going to complete the ritual over here. Yep. Last time, so it is your turn.
Ghost.
Uh-huh.
Discard. Play on a base. If you have 2 or fewer cards in your hand, each of your minions has a plus 2.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 5, 17.
Nice.
Draw 2. He's down to 15 now, but this still takes effect, so they all go to the bottom of your deck.
Oh, man. Cream Puff Man goes away.
Green Puff Man goes away.
On Monday. That's okay.
Treehouse. 2 monsters. We're putting King Tut's and a Hippogriff. On that base. Alright. There's a Shogun. So that your minions goes to discard pile from play, plus 1 off. Cool, very honorable. And then Corruption, Draw Madness, Cthulhu goes stronger, discard, destroy a minion, it would be this guy, and I get 2 treasures for that.
Nice.
And use Cthulhu's talent to give you madness. And I draw 2 in my turn.
Okay. Curse of uselessness.
So I don't have a power 5 there. Alright.
Then that'll be my turn.
Okay. Bag of caltrops.
Okay.
Stress bomb Cthulhu.
Okay.
Alright, so now 2, 4, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Would be 20 if it weren't for that blasted curse.
Alright.
Draw 2.
Spirit over here.
Sneaky.
I guess I will discard 3 to destroy Mr. Hippo.
Hippogriff.
Yep. Discard.
Yeah, you get treasure for that.
Nice, very nice. Okay. And then
Oh, what's he doing in the base discard? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Then I will play Potion of Halitosis.
Oh, yes.
And
off to
let's see. play now so I can play Mr. Cream Puff Man again.
Alright.
Um,
The player moves one of his or her minions from that base to another.
I'll move that one over here.
She's moving my Star Spot Cthulhu to a secret room.
And then we'll put that in discard. Cream Puff Man will come out.
Uh-huh.
I will draw my 2.
Okay. Alright. There we go. Yokai attack. I'm killing my own Shogun. So that's me play an extra minion and an extra action game. I'll do 2 Samurai Chan over there, and I'm going to further the cause. And I will draw my 2.
Alright. I'm going to return Menace.
Alright.
Since that's the card I picked to shuffle back into my deck. So I can put the other Menace card in there.
Yep.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. I think this may end the game, but
Okay.
Cthulhu's chosen, and I'm giving them the potion of idiotic bravery.
Sure.
So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15.
And I got nothing.
This base breaks, and I believe
Yep.
that's game.
Yep. Alright.
Final score, I got 15, you got 13.
Yep.
And yeah, good game.
Yeah. Oh, when you add madness and such into that, yeah.
That's the cool thing about playing with the minions of Cthulhu with the Titan.
Yeah.
Is that you can just dull that madness, and that's another function of playing Elder Things. Now thinking about it, that's all they're about is dishing that madness out.
And that's hard if you're playing Ghost and you're trying to get fewer cards, because then you have all these cards.
Yeah. I was on one card, and guess what? It's complete the ritual again. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was at one card also. It was Door to the Beyond.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So as you heard, I won this particular game 15-13. That's actually a good sign when it's that close throughout, because it's competitive to everyone. And I might do a few more of these playthroughs in upcoming episodes, but we shall see. Ways to develop the podcasts. Tell your friends about us. We're on Facebook. Facebook.com/uncalledforpodcast. Check our WordPress blog, uncalledfor.home.blog. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud, my YouTube channel. And of course, if you want to help financially, for $5, I'll gladly mention your name on this podcast. Patreon.com/Mike Chernevsky, Patreon.com/MikeCzerniewski, all one word. And hopefully we'll be back next time with another interview.
This podcast is Uncalled For is hosted, produced, and edited by Mike Chernevsky. Opening music is Iron Bacon by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. Outro music is work by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. Additional music included Morocco Sting by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license, and Secret of Tiki Island by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. If you would like to support this podcast or any of Mike's other creative endeavors, please consider making a donation at patreon.com/Mike Chernevsky. That's MikeCzerniewski. Donations over $5 will receive a special thanks on a future podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time.